What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Game Nights. This show is brought to you by Wizards of the Coast.
Now, on this episode, we are going to be dueling it out with some of the classic commanders that are being reprinted in Double Masters. Ooh. But before we get into it, we need to talk about our sponsor.
That's right, cardkingdom.com/command zone. That's our affiliate link for you to support this show and really make sure that shows like Game Nights happen. Plus, you get all of the Magic cards that you want delivered straight to you.
Yeah, Card Kingdom is great. They really will get you your stuff faster than anybody else. And the final way to support all of our content is directly if you go to patreon.com/command zone. You can contribute directly to our show. You can talk to Jimmy and I on our Discord every single day. Also, you get to see game nights and extra turns now.
Yeah.
Earlier than the general public.
Very special.
And finally, don't forget, stick around until the end of the episode because, as always, we've got UltraPro giving away a ton of free stuff.
But before all that, we got a game to play, so let's get to it.
How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the latest episode of Game Nights. Today we have a returning fan favorite and a brand new friend.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Joe Johnson. You may have seen me on recent seasons of Baskets and the Orville, but I am a huge Commander player and I am so excited to be on this episode of Game Nights.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashlen Rose. I'm a voice actor. Planet Destruction imminent. Let's roll! I'm a host and commentator at Magic events and a team member here at the Command Zone.
Today we're going to be playing Commander with the legendary creatures that are about to be reprinted in Double Masters.
Double Masters is a really powerful reprint set, but with a twist. Every booster pack is going to have 2 rares in it instead of 1.
And they're reprinting a bunch of really important Commander format staples from Magic's past.
So, the Commander I built for today is Vish Kal, Blood Arbiter.
Next.
The strategy of my deck can be summed up in 4 words: tokens, reanimation, life gain, and life loss. Basically, I'm gonna be sacking creatures left and right and draining people for their health, like a vampire.
Today, I'm gonna be playing Kaalia of the Vast. This deck is pretty simple. It's about putting the absolute strongest angels, demons, and dragons from my hand onto the battlefield and beat my opponent's faces in before they're ever able to even launch a counterattack.
The commander I'm playing today is Bosh Iron Golem.
Target acquired.
This deck is all about artifacts. I'm gonna get a bunch of them out onto the battlefield, recur them, and use Bosh's ability to throw them at people's faces for a ton of damage.
The commander I built around is the Scarab God. There's a lot of ways to build this deck, but I chose to go zombie tribal, which, surprise, means I'm gonna put a bunch of zombies onto the battlefield. But I also have a mill sub-theme, so I can take advantage of my commander's activated ability, reanimate my opponent's creatures, and smack them with their own stuff.
All right, let's battle.
Let's get it going.
Let's do this.
Let's play.
Welcome to the table, everyone. We have a brand new player here today. So Ashlen, would you like to do the honors?
I would love to. Sir Joe, I dub the Game Night.
Arise!
Yes, that's what Ian McKellen felt like.
Welcome to Game Nights.
Only one may stand. All right, everybody ready?
You bet.
Let's do it.
Cool. Start. We're drawing for turn, and I will play a Plains.
Nice.
Pass turn.
All right, I will draw for my turn. I will play a command tower, and I will tap that command tower to play a turn 1 land tax.
Oh, that's it. Tax it.
This is one of the best turn 1 plays you can have in any deck that plays white if you're not going first, because that means another player is going to have more lands than you. Luckily, I'm second in turn order this game, so this is pretty close to perfect. Pass turn to you, Ashlen.
All right, I will draw. I will play a Great Furnace. I'll tap that, play a Soul Ring,
Nice.
tap that, and play a Thought Vessel.
Getting rampy up in here.
Both of these cards are going to allow me to ramp into my commander super fast. This is a great start for turn 1. I am super excited and ready to play some Magic.
Soul Ring is amazing on turn 1, but it's even better when you can use it to play another mana rock. I thought my start was good. This is definitely a bit better.
And fast turn.
Okay, I will draw for turn. I will play a snow-covered swamp, and I will pass the turn.
At the end of your turn, I will tap the plains to play an Enlightened Tutor. And I'm gonna find a Soul Ring.
Oh, of course.
Catching up to Ashlen.
Good idea.
And I'll put that on top of my library.
Well, as if one player getting an early Soul Ring was not bad enough, now we've got 2 players with early Soul Rings. What the heck happened? How can I already be so far behind in this game? It's only turn 1.
All right, I will untap, upkeep, draw that Soul Ring. I'll play a Swamp for turn, tap the Swamp to play a Soul Ring.
Nice.
And I'll tap the Soul Ring and a Plains to play a Phyrexian Altar.
Oh my goodness. This is spicy.
Boom, this is great. This is part of the plan because my deck is all about sacrificing creatures and making things happen. Synergistic pieces like this need to keep coming down, keep coming out of my deck so I can win the game.
Phyrexian Altar is a known combo piece that you see in a lot of these types of aristocrat decks, so it's concerning to see this early and definitely something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on.
And then I will pass the turn.
All right, I will untap, and at the beginning of my upkeep, land tax is gonna trigger because Joseph, you have 2 lands and I have 1.
Nice.
And I'll find a plains, a mountain, and a swamp. One of each of my lands.
Makes sense.
And put them into my hand. This land tax has already paid for itself. 1, I'm not gonna miss a land drop for the rest of the game. And 2, I'm just drawing 3 cards off of it every single turn. That's insane.
Is Ancestral Recall good?
It is pretty good.
Okay, that's what just happened.
But I only drew lands! Okay, and then I'll draw my card for turn. I will play a swamp. I will tap 2 and play an Orzhov Signet. And I'll go to the end of my turn, and because I have 8 cards in hand, I will discard a swamp.
Okay.
Pass turn.
All right, I will untap, draw. I will play a Homeward Path, and then I will play Mind's Eye.
Old school.
This card is great. It's going to give me that much needed card draw that I don't really have in red or colorless. Having this very early is going to set me up really well as we move into the later parts of the game.
That's a lot of mana and a lot of card draw this early. That's a little scary for an artifact deck. This could be bad for all of us.
And that'll be my turn. Go ahead, Josh.
Okay, I will untap, I will draw. I'm gonna play an island, and then I will play a Felwar Stone.
Okay.
There you go.
Turn 2 mana rock, generally you're feeling okay, like you're keeping up with the rest of the table, but in this game, my opponents are all out to really good starts. Ashlen has 2 pieces of ramp, Joe has 2 pieces of ramp, Jimmy's drawn a million cards over there. It's only turn 2, but I'm already playing catch up. All right, that's all I can do. Go ahead, Joe.
All right, I will untap, draw. I will play a Caves of Kolios. I will tap 2 for a Cruel Celebrant.
Cheers.
Ah.
Nice.
Pretty good with an altar.
We've seen a lot of Aristocrats decks on the show, and typically they just want to sack a couple of creatures over and over again for a lot of value. And now that there's a Cruel Celebrant on the field, that turns into damage. They could get real nasty real fast.
Next combo piece is down. Getting a little worried about seeing where this goes.
I will also tap the Soul Ring for an Arcane Signet. All the ramp. And I will pass my turn. Turn 3, I'm feeling good, baby. I'm pretty even with all the other decks right now. Definitely don't want to be the threat, but I kind of want to be right behind the threat. It's like when you're playing Mario Kart, you don't want to be in the lead. You want to be like right behind them so get the red shell. So I can be like, boop, gotcha. And then I just cruise right on into the finish line. That's what I want this to be.
All right, I will untap, and on my upkeep, land tax is gonna trigger once again. This time I'm gonna do the exact same thing, find one of each of my basic land types.
Wow.
I will put them into my hand, and then I will draw for turn. Play a plains. So the question is, if I run out Kaalia, if someone's just gonna blow her up.
Kaalia is scary.
She is scary.
She's very scary.
Super scary.
I have 4 mana on turn 3, which means I can cast my commander, but that doesn't mean it's the right idea because Kaalia is kind of a lightning rod for removal. So I don't just want to run it out there and have it immediately destroyed. That would set me back a lot. So instead, I'm going to cast a Chromatic Lantern, floating 1, and then I'll tap that Chromatic Lantern to play a Stoneforge Mystic. Ooh. And that means I'm going to search through my library. I'm going to find a Lightning Greaves, and put it into my hand.
So hasty Kaalia next turn.
Hasty Kaalia.
This is one of the best equipment in the deck because it grants 2 very important keywords to my commander, Haste and Shroud. I can play my commander next turn as well as the Greaves, so it can attack and no one can target it.
With the Lightning Greaves, I think he is public enemy number 1. Because if he comes at me, I don't have any flyers. At least for a few more turns. We got a few more turns before flyer comes out. Yeah.
I will pass the turn, and because I have 9 cards in my hand, I will go to discard and discard 2 mountains. Pass turn to you, Ashlen.
All right, I will untap. I will draw. I will play Arch of Orazka.
Okay.
And then I will play Junk Diver.
Oh.
Cool.
This card is great for getting artifacts out of my graveyard, but right now what I'm really using it for is to block whatever Kaalia is going to bring out. Plus, this leaves up mana for Mind's Eye so that I can draw some cards that'll help me later in the game. I think that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pass turn.
Okay, I will untap. I will draw.
When you draw, Mind's Eye will trigger, and I will pay the 1 and draw as well.
Seems pretty good. Very scared of hasty Kaalia.
Me too. Terrifying.
Jimmy's commander is very, very scary. He could put out basically anything next turn with those Lightning Greaves. And I could just get hit for a ton of damage out of nowhere. However, I'm already feeling like I'm pretty far behind the rest of the table. Their boards look way better than mine does. So I don't really want to leave mana up so that I can remove Jimmy's commander at instant speed. I'd rather advance my battlefield. Who you gonna attack with hasty Kaalia, Jimmy?
Anyone, actually, at this point.
I was looking for a not you, Josh.
Not you, Josh.
I'll let you get the big thing out. I just don't want it attacking me the first time. The second time, you know, what happens, happens. That's fair?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
So when I play my commander next turn, there will be a moment in time where someone can remove it before I manage to get the Lightning Greaves on it, and Josh is basically saying he won't do that if I don't attack him. This means there are still 2 opponents I can attack, and I really want to drop my commander because I got some great creatures in my hand to play with it. So, not a bad deal to make. I'm not attacking you, Josh, because you know what? I've done enough of that in my life.
Okay, well, with that guarantee given, then I will pay 4, and I will play a Graveborn Muse.
Oh.
This is gonna draw at least 1 extra card per turn because it itself is a zombie. And then as I get more zombies on the battlefield, I can really start snowballing and drawing a lot of cards. And I think you all know that I like drawing cards. And then Joe, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna untap, upkeep, and draw.
Because you drew, Mind's Eye will trigger again, and I will pay the 1 and draw.
Nice.
Okay, I'm going to cast Mikaeus, the Unhallowed.
Ooh. Oh. So Joe's deck is telling so far a very clear story. Phyrexian Altar lets him sacrifice creatures. Cruel Celebrant lets him turn creatures dying into damage, and now Mikaeus brings those creatures back so he can sacrifice them even more. I think he's probably only like 1 piece away from having maybe not an infinite combo, but some real scary synergy that can kill us all pretty quickly. I don't like what's going on over there at all.
And because I use the Caves of Kolios for black mana, I will go to 39.
Okay.
That's a good card.
I can't attack you with Kaalia anymore.
You can't attack me with Kaalia.
Oh, she's a human?
Yep, she is a human. Oh, it seems as if Kaalia is a human. So me playing Mikaeus means you can't swing at me, Jimmy. You can't, because you're gonna sacrifice the creature, and you don't want to do that. Checkmate. Well, maybe like check, not mate. He ain't dead yet. Check. And I have no more plays, so I will pass turn.
All right, I will untap, and it would appear that you did not play a land this turn.
Did not.
So land tax is not going to trigger.
Oh, what? I didn't even think about that.
Wow.
Okay, well, in that case, I'm just going to draw.
All right, Mind's Eye will trigger, and I will pay the 1 and draw as well.
All right, I'll play my mountain for the turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana.
2 for Lightning Greaves and 4 for Kaalia.
Yep.
Nobody's got mana on tap, so that's happening.
Guys, we're gonna have one of those turns. All right, well, I'm just gonna tap everything because that's how much it's gonna cost to play a Lightning Greaves and also my commander, Kaalia of the Vast.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm going to equip the Lightning Greaves to the Kaalia of the Vast.
Yep.
Giving it Shroud and Haste.
It now has Haste and Shroud. I'm gonna go to combat.
Okay, so this is not great. Jimmy made that deal with Josh already, so he's not gonna attack him. And with Mikaeus out, he's probably not gonna attack Joe, so I guess I'm pretty glad I played the blocker.
Ashlen.
Yep.
I'm so sorry.
Yep.
I'm gonna swing at you for 2. And when Kaalia attacks, she is going to trigger.
Ruh-roh.
He can drop any angel, dragon, or demon in his hand onto the battlefield. Please don't be bad, please don't be bad, please don't be bad.
Okay, I'm gonna put out a Rune Scar Demon, also attacking you, Ashlen.
Oh.
Now there is an enters the battlefield trigger on the demon, so I'm going to look through my deck and find a card.
Oh boy.
He can go get literally any card in his deck. Any angel, any demon, any dragon. It could mean all of our demise. He is still public enemy number 1. We need to gang up on this man.
I'm gonna get this card, and I don't have to reveal it, and put it into my hand.
Okay, so we're still in combat.
Yep, okay, Ashlen, go to blocks for you, I suppose.
Yes. My little junk diver will block the demon. So my brave junk diver will die.
Okay, so you're just gonna be taking 2 damage then from Kaalia.
Going to 38.
All right, that's it for me. I'll pass turn to you, Ashlen.
All right. We'll untap, draw, and then I will play Metalworker.
Ooh.
That's a card.
Ashlen's deck is all about artifacts, and Metalworker is one of the fastest ways to get you a ton of mana. Not to mention, Mind's Eye means she's drawing more and more cards every turn, which means more fuel for the Metalworker. This is really powerful.
And then I will also play a Mere Retriever.
Ah.
Junk diver number 2.
Yeah, exactly. This card is great because it allows me to replace the junk diver I just got and kind of create this little loop of retrieving one another. So I always have a blocker. That's it, I'll pass turn.
Okay, I will untap and Graveborn Muse will trigger. I only have 1 zombie, so I will take 1, going to 39, and I will draw, and then I will draw for turn.
Mind's Eye will trigger, and I will pay 1 and also draw.
You're not gonna draw 2?
Nope, good.
So at the start of my turn, I'm looking at my board state, and I'm looking at all my opponents. And they have way more stuff out. But I have a singular card that I think can help pull me back into this game all by itself. Okay, I'm going to tap 3. I'm gonna play a Sword of Feast and Famine.
Okay.
Yikes.
The most important part about this card is that it untaps your land if the equipped creature deals combat damage. So that means Josh can basically use his lands twice in a single turn. In the blue-black deck, that's pretty strong.
So this card is bad for me because it is pretty much protection for my whole deck. I mean, I have like 2 white cards in the whole deck, so yeah. I hope he doesn't swing at me.
And then I'm gonna pay 2.
Okay.
And I'm gonna equip the sword to my Graveborn Muse. So it's now a 5/5 protection from green and black. And Joe, I'm sorry, but you are the only player that cannot block this now.
I cannot.
So I'm gonna go to combat and I'm gonna swing at you with my Graveborn Muse.
I'll have to take the 5.
Ouch.
I'll go to 34.
And the sword will trigger. So I will untap all my lands and you'll have to discard a card, unfortunately.
Yep. And he swung at me. Down to only 2 cards left in my hand, and I need to discard one of them now. I'm sad panda. I will discard a Diabolic Intent.
Oh,
so sad.
Straight up tutor. Oh
Yeah.
man, the other card in his hand must be nuts.
So what the heck is that?
I know.
Some spice.
Oh boy.
Spice.
Now I'm scared. Now I'm scared.
Just remember, you made him discard.
Now I'm scared. So I'm considering my next play. The battlefield looks very, very scary. What I'm most afraid of is Mikaeus. Because of the setup that Joe has and the fact that he just discarded a tutor, it feels like a bad idea to let him untap with it. Okay, I'm going to tap 3.
Okay.
And then I will play Toxic Deluge. And I'm going to pay 6 life and give everything -6, -6.
Understandable.
This isn't the greatest board wipe that's ever been played. Jimmy can recover fairly quickly with those lightning greaves. Joe, one of his creatures has Undying, so it won't go away. But hey, this will get rid of some scary stuff like Mikaeus, and my commander likes having creatures in the graveyard.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything about that.
Okay.
I can't do anything.
So all the creatures will die. And I'll go to 33.
Okay.
So Cruel Celebrant triggers. Since I lost 2 creatures, everyone loses 2 life,
Bottoms up!
and I'll gain 2 life.
Okay.
And because Mikaeus gave Cruel Celebrant Undying, it's gonna come back to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter.
So it's a 2/3 now?
It's a 2/3.
And then when my Mirror Retriever dies, that'll actually trigger, and I will get the Metalworker back to my hand.
Cool.
This is actually not that bad for me. We get to clear Jimmy's board, Josh loses 6 life, and I get to keep my metalworker thanks to my mirror retriever.
Ugh, this is pretty annoying for me because I lose 2 of my best creatures, but at the same time, we also got rid of that problematic Machias on the other side of the board, so pretty nice overall for Josh, and this lets him really catch back up to the rest of the table.
All right, go ahead, Joe.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw. Yeah, so I am going to tap out and I'll play Soren Markov.
That is the spice.
That is the spice.
Spicy boy.
And I'll take 1 damage from the Caves of Koios for black.
What's happening? Ooh, this is one of the scariest cards in the game because Soren's ability that's always used can set a player's life total to 10. That's a quarter of their total life right there.
I don't even know what the rest of this Soren does. All I know is that it's gonna set someone's life to 10 probably, and I'm just hoping I'm not it.
This is not a card I want to see Joe play right now. Because of all the players at the table, only one of us recently made him discard one of his 2 cards and killed his Machias.
Well, I'm gonna pay back that crackback from the sword.
Wait. Wow. No, Joe, I don't have to swing at you again with the sword and feast and I'm sorry about that. I'm really sorry. Yeah, I killed your creature too. Yeah, I'm sorry about that also.
Josh, you hurt me. You really did. I mean, you blew up all my creatures. You hit me with the sword of feast and famine, made me discard a card, blew up all my synergies. There's only one place that this Soren is gonna go, and that's at you. Okay.
Ruh-roh.
Activate Soren. I'm just gonna uptick.
Oh, you're gonna uptick?
I'm gonna uptick.
Huh?
What? Wait, you're gonna plus Soren? I've never even seen that ability used before.
Like, I'm just gonna downtick Soren and send somebody's life to 10. Come on now, I got a little more respect than that. For Soren uptick, I will deal 2 to you, Josh. And I will gain 2 life.
Oh, that's a proportional response. I respect that a great deal.
No, not.
Because you're not going to.
That would be
I thought I was going to 10 for sure.
That would be extreme.
Well, this is the best thing that could have ever happened. My life total could be 10 right now. Joe, you're awesome. I'm still probably gonna try and kill you later, but I appreciate it.
You're gonna put Josh to 10! 10! And I could have just swung at him with 1 thing and just knocked him out. That would have been so sweet. Come on, man.
And that is my turn.
Well, I'm going to untap, and land tax won't trigger, so I just draw for turn.
My Mind's Eye will trigger, and I will pay 1 and draw.
Okay. Now, I could play my commander again here, but I don't actually have any good angels, demons, or dragons in my hand to drop with her, so I just need to reload and get ready for the next turn. Okay, I'm going to tap 3 and actually play Kaalia, Zenith Seeker.
Oh, the other
Wait,
Kaalia?
excuse me?
Kaalia number 2!
This card is scary because it's going to allow Jimmy to refill his hand for the next time he plays his commander. But Jimmy has terrible luck on game night, so here's to hoping he whiffs.
When this Kaalia enters the battlefield, I look at the top 6 cards in my library, and I'm going to reveal Avacyn, Angel of Hope, and a Terror of the Peaks.
Oh boy, Avacyn.
Yeah.
I wish I would have saved that Toxic Deluge now.
Yep.
Okay, so Avacyn is the really scary card here. This is one of the best cards Jimmy can cheat into play because it protects his whole entire board once it's out there and makes him really hard to deal with. The good news is, now that we know he has it in his hand, we can try to prepare for it. We cannot let that thing hit the battlefield. Okay, well, the only good news is Avacyn can't come out this turn, but it's guaranteed next turn.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm going to equip the Kaalia with the Lightning Greaves, and I'm going to swing at Soren for 3 damage.
Soren will take 3 because I have no flyers.
All right. And I'm all done, so pass the turn to you.
All right, I will untap, draw. Okay, I will play an Inventor's Fair.
All right, not bad.
So this card is a great land because not only does it help me gain life, which I am going to have to worry about playing against an Aristocrats deck, but it also is going to allow me to tutor for something if I ever need to later on. And then I will play Metalworker.
Saw that coming.
And I will also play Suchi.
What?
Oh.
Suchi is another combo piece in Ashlen's deck, and we've already seen that she has the ability to fetch artifacts out of her graveyard and back into her hand. I'm scared of what Ashlen's deck can do if it can get enough pieces on the table, and she's definitely on her way there.
And that's my 10th permanent, so I will gain the City's Blessing, which matters for my Arch of Araska.
Okay.
And that will be my turn. Go ahead, Josh.
Okay, untap, draw. Okay, I'm gonna play my land for turn, which will be Ancient Tomb. I'm gonna immediately tap it for the 2 mana. So I'll go to 27.
Nice.
Then I'll add a blue and I'll play Rhystic Study.
Oh, come on.
Good times.
Ugh, haven't seen this card in a while on game nights, but it's guaranteed to be very annoying, and Josh is gonna draw a lot of cards off of this.
Do you want to pay 1? Do you want to pay 1?
You gonna pay 1? You gonna pay 1?
Would you like to pay 1? Would you like to pay 1?
Oh, do you want to pay 1?
You gonna pay 1?
Would you like to pay 1?
Do you want to pay 1?
You gonna pay 1?
Would you like to pay 1?
Pay 1.
You gonna pay 1?
Would you like to pay 1?
That's Josh for the rest of this episode. Told you you'd catch back up.
I'm still pretty far behind, but
Josh always catches back up.
Yeah.
all right, then I'll tap 2 more and I will play Undead Augur.
Okay.
This is a good little creature. It's probably gonna draw me some cards. I would like to make a bigger play this turn, however, but I don't wanna spend all of my mana. I gotta leave some answers up for Jimmy because that Avacyn might come down and I can't let that happen. And then, yeah, that's it. I'll pass turn, Joe.
No equipping here.
It's 2 blues.
Suspect. Okay.
I'm hoping that Josh has that 2 blue mana up for a counterspell. Cause I don't have any way of dealing with Kaalia when she comes out and dropping the Avacyn. That's all bad for all of us.
All right, I'm gonna untap, upkeep, draw. All right, let's play the Prismatic Vista for my land for turn. I'm gonna immediately crack that. Search my library for a swamp and put it into play. I'll go down to 36. And I'm gonna tap out and play Vish Kal, Blood Arbiter.
Nice.
Hey, I'm a vampire, and this is crazy. But here's some counters. Vish call me maybe. He here.
This card is so scary because it is a sack outlet, but can also remove creatures at instant speed. Not to mention my commander is just a 2/2, which is a really easy creature to kill.
When you play your commander, are you gonna pay the 1 for Rhystic Study?
I will not pay for Rhystic Studies. You may draw.
Okay, I will draw a card.
Right, and then I am going to uptick Sorin
Uptick again.
to 5. I will do 2 damage to the Undead Augur. Gain 2 life.
Oh, you can do it to creatures? Okay, well, you learn new things all the time. Last turn I learned that Sorin had a plus ability. This turn I learned what that plus ability does, and evidently it can target creatures. Who knew? Okay, and then the Augur will trigger when it dies, and I will go to 26, and I will draw another card.
And then that is my turn. I'm gonna pass.
All right, I will untap. Land attack still isn't gonna trigger, so I will draw for turn.
Mind's Eye will trigger, and I too will draw.
Okay. I'm untapping for my turn here, and I'm ready to just go off, but I look over to Josh's board, and he's conspicuously left 2 blue mana open, which in this game usually means counterspell.
So this is one of those mind game situations where Jimmy knows that I know that he's gonna try and get Avacyn on the table. So he knows that I know that he knows that I might have a counter spell, which means that he knows that I know that he knows that I might counter his thing. So what's he gonna do about it? Let's find out.
Okay. I'm going to tap 2 and play Grand Abolisher.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do about that one.
This card is awful. If Josh counters this, then he won't be able to counter Kaalia. But if he doesn't counter this, he still doesn't get to counter Kaalia. Uh-oh.
Okay, still on the stack.
Yes.
But yes, Rhystic Study triggers. You're not gonna pay?
I won't pay for it, no.
Okay, I'll drop. Kaalia costs 6 right now.
Yes, and I have 6 mana.
All right.
Okay, so if I counter that, will you protect us from Kaalia?
Definitely.
Okay. All right, so this is good. Joe and I have a deal. I'm gonna stop the Grand Abolisher, and then he'll be able to use his commander to destroy Kaalia right before those lightning greaves get attached.
The deal has been made. Pray it doesn't get a little worse. Or whatever Darth Vader said to Lando.
Okay, in that case, I am going to pay 2 blue and play the classic counterspell. Countering the Grand Abolisher.
Abolisher just got abolished. Okay. Oh, so Josh and Joseph have sort of struck a deal here, which puts me in a really awful spot. So I don't want to play my commander because it's just going to immediately die. Luckily for me, I have another card in my hand, which I think could definitely do some work here. Well, in that case, I'm going to pay 6 mana and instead cast Bolas's Citadel.
No.
Ruh-roh.
This card is really scary because Jimmy can use his life to play the top card of his library. And his deck is all about big, scary creatures. I don't want him to play anything off the top of his library.
So usually when people play Boulders of Citadel, they look at the top card, they play it, and for the next 10 cards in a row, they play all those, and we can't catch up, and we just lose the game. That's probably gonna happen.
Hey man, you got that? Hold on a second.
Yo, what's up?
How are you watching that right now?
Oh, this is just Netflix.
No way, because I was looking for that all night last night, and then I was told it's not available in your region.
Oh, well, regions don't matter when you're using ExpressVPN to browse the internet. With ExpressVPN, you are hiding your IP address and instead choosing where you want websites to think you're located. So as a result, you can access Netflix libraries all across the world in 100 different countries.
What you're saying is that it's more than Netflix. ExpressVPN works with any streaming service. Hulu, the BBC, YouTube, you name it.
And the speed is super fast. There's no buffering or lag, and you can stream all of the content in HD with no problems. So what do you think?
Seems pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet. And if you go to expressvpn.com/nights, you can get 3 months free off of a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/nights.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure to check it out. expressvpn.com/nights.
All right, back to watching. This episode of Game Nights is brought to you in part by Audible.
And look, I don't think we need to sell our audience on the idea that listening to spoken word entertainment and audiobooks is great, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you all listen to our podcast, and you know that listening to things is a great way to keep the mind occupied while you're driving or just relaxing and chilling at home.
Yeah, totally. Like, I love turning on my Alexa and getting lost in a great story if I'm cleaning or cooking dinner or I'm out walking the dog or doing exercise.
Hey, hold on. I said relaxing. That sounds like work.
Right. Okay. Whatever you do while listening, Audible, hands down, is the single best place to find something that's gonna keep you entertained. They have thousands of titles to choose from. We're talking bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, news, business, self-development stuff, whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, I've recently been listening to the Wheel of Time books. I read them when I was a kid, but they have that TV show that's in the works, and I'm trying to brush up, kind of get a little refresher course.
Nice. Yeah, I've always meant to check those out myself.
Well, there's no time like right now. In fact, everybody out there, what are you waiting for? Go on over to audible.com/nights or text the word nights to 500-500, and you can start listening today.
Remember, in both cases, it's nights with a K. So audible.com/nights or text nights to 500-500 and let us know what you end up listening to, because we're always on the lookout for a good recommendation.
This episode is also brought to you in part by Keeps, which is a hair loss prevention service.
That's right. The last time we talked about Keeps, we let you in on some key facts about male pattern baldness. Did you know, Josh, that 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35? And the best way to prevent full hair loss is to do something about it while you still have hair left.
Keeps is a service that is making hair loss treatment convenient and easy for you. You can do it all digitally. See a doctor online and get your hair loss medication delivered straight to your home.
It's never been easier to get the medication. Treatment from Keeps typically takes around 4 to 6 months to see the results, so it's important to act fast. The sooner you start using Keeps, the more hair you'll save.
In fact, you can look at these real before and after pictures from actual Keeps customers to see the change that can occur. I have a really good friend who's been using Keeps and has had a lot of success with it.
That's awesome. So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/nights to get your first month of treatment for free.
That's Keeps, KEEPS.com/nights, nights with a K, to get started right away.
Okay, I'm going to pay 6 mana and I'll cast Bolas's Citadel.
Oof.
Oh no.
Oh, this is a terrifying card because Jimmy is now allowed to use his life as if it were mana to cast spells off the top of his library. The only little hope we have here is if there's a land on top of his library, he won't be able to cast that. Oh man, please see a land, Jimmy, please see a land.
And I will not pay for the Ristic study.
Okay, I'll draw.
I'll go ahead and look at the top card of my library, see if I can cast it right now. I cannot, so I'll put that back on top.
Oh man.
Yes! So I look at the top card of my library, and it's a land. I already played my land for turn, can't do anything with that. Now I kind of just stuck in the water and have to wait a whole turn cycle to maybe try it again. You know what, Josh, I'm gonna swing at you, but with the worst Kaalia.
Okay, I will take 3, and I will go to 23.
Okay, and then that's gonna be it for me. I'll pass turn to you, Ashlen.
All right.
So Jimmy's passing the turn here, and all I can think of is, woo! Bolas' Citadel does nothing this turn, which is dodging a huge bullet. I am a little worried. My life is getting pretty low. It's much lower than the others, but that turn could have gone much worse.
All right, so on my upkeep, Inventor's Fair will trigger because I have 3 or more artifacts, and I will gain 1 life, going to 37.
Nice.
And then I'll draw for turn. All right, and then I will play Hellkite Tyrant.
This is a terrifying card, not only because Ashlen has a bunch of artifacts, but because I have a great artifact that she can steal with it. Now I gotta make sure that that thing never hits me.
And that'll trigger Ristic Study. Do you want to pay the 1? Think of it this way, rather than pay the 1, you let me draw, then pay the 1 and draw yourself.
You should definitely pay the 1.
Actually, with the Metavork, you actually want cards in hand. You don't want to deny me cards.
Gosh dang it, your silver tongue. I will not pay.
Okay, I will draw a card.
Mind's Eye trigger, do you pay for it?
No, I will not.
Wow, okay.
All right, I will tap Metalworker, revealing a Hedron Archive.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you get 2 mana?
Yes. And then I will tap these 2 to play Hedron Archive.
Very nice.
Nice.
And then I will pay the 1.
Okay, so I do not draw.
That's it, pass turn. So I'm passing the turn here, and I'm feeling pretty good. My board is set up really well. I have artifacts that are giving me card draw, I've got mana, I've got a threat. I am actually pretty happy with how things are going so far.
Okay, I will untap. I will draw.
Just got that full grip now.
I know.
I reloaded.
Endless possibilities.
Not even.
Okay, I'm gonna tap 5, and I'll take 2 from Ancient Tomb, going down to 21, and then I will play my commander, the Scarab God.
Cool.
Nice.
So here it is, my commander. A very powerful card, a lot of text on it. The most important thing is that activated ability, which allows me to kind of steal my opponent's creatures out of their graveyards. However, it is 4 mana, which is pretty expensive, but I think I can get a discount. And then I will tap a blue, and I will play Training Grounds.
Oh, geez.
That's a card.
This card pairs perfectly with my commander, makes it so that the activation cost is now only a blue and a black. That means I can get things like Machias, Runescarred Demon for 2 mana. This is gonna be really, really powerful. I can hold up 1 activation now, and I can activate it multiple times on my next turn.
Josh was the one opponent who wasn't scary, and now he is just as scary as the rest of them.
And I will pass the turn.
All right, I'll untap, and then I will draw. We're gonna tap Soaring, Arcane Signet, and a Swamp for a Bloodline Keeper.
Oh, okay.
So I'm playing this card in hopes that I can make enough tokens so that he can flip. Once it's flipped over, I can keep making tokens and get the Vish Kal thing going, but I need a couple more turns to make that happen. So I'm hoping nobody notices.
That'll trigger Ristic Study.
I will definitely pay for Ristic Study.
Okay.
See, so far I've only upticked Soaring, but now I feel like I gotta downtick him. Jimmy has a Bolus Citadel out. He's using his life as a resource. Yeah, no, we're gonna have to nip this in the bud.
Bolus Citadel's pretty strong. Sorry, Jimmy. I'm gonna minus Soaring this time.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna take you down to 10.
Down I go.
Rough.
Okay. Oh no, my life total, my precious life total. Oh, this is a huge setback. Joseph just did 28 damage to me with a single activation of his Sorin, and my Bolas' Citadel looks so much worse when I don't have any life to play with. I may have overextended just a little bit.
I feel justified that I did this. He earned it by being the threat. And when you're the threat, sometimes you get got. I don't feel bad at all.
Seems like you feel a little bad about it.
I feel bad. I do feel bad about it, actually. I feel terrible. It's a terrible thing to do to somebody.
Yeah, I have nothing else. I will pass turn to Jimmy.
Sad. All right, I'm gonna untap. Land tax still doesn't trigger, which is fine, so I will draw for turn.
And Mind's Eye will trigger, and I will pay
Okay.
to draw.
All right. Because of Bolas' Citadel, I'm gonna look at the top card of my library.
Okay.
So I look at the top card of my library with Bolas' Citadel, and I'm at 10 life, but I feel like I have to play this card. I'm gonna play the top card of my library. It is Rakdos the Showstopper.
No!
It's not cool.
Yikes.
I'm gonna pay 6 life to do so. So I'm gonna go down to 4 life.
Ooh.
Classic Jimmy Wong tactics here, guys.
Living dangerous.
And are you gonna pay 1 for a stick?
Yep, I will pay for Ristic Study.
The thing with Rakdos is you cannot wait to see if he's gonna kill the creature. You have to respawn before that trigger resolves. So I gotta use my Scarab God because it might die. Okay, Rakdos is still on the stack here.
Correct.
In response, I'm gonna activate the Scarab God.
Okay.
And I'm gonna target the Runescar Demon Jimmy in your graveyard.
Oh, wow.
I don't think any of us can afford for Josh to go find his best card out of his library right now, so I really gotta put a stop to this, and I got a tricky way to do it. Okay, in response, I'm gonna tap 3 and cast Deflecting Swat, and I'm gonna choose new targets for the abilities. So Josh, I'm gonna make you grab the Mirror Retriever instead.
Okay, so that'll exile out of Ashlen's graveyard. Then I will get a 4/4 Mirror Retriever.
He's buff.
And Ristic Study trigger, I will not pay the 1.
Okay, I'll draw. Thank you, I guess. This is annoying. Now instead of the tutor effect from the demon, I just get a 4/4 basically. I have no artifacts in my graveyard, so it's definitely not the best. Okay, so now Rakdos enters the battlefield?
Yes.
Oh, this is really bad. I have my Metal Worker and my Hellkite Tyrant, and I don't want to lose either of those.
I'm really hoping I don't lose my Scarab God here. With the training grounds out, if I untap, I'll have like 4 or 5 activations. So if I can just get lucky here and Scarab God lives, I'm gonna be in great shape.
You know, I got a choice here. I could sack all of my creatures, the Cruel Celebrant trigger, take them down to 1, but I got a 50-50 chance that my creatures could live. So I think I'm gonna roll the dice.
So instead of flipping a coin, we're gonna roll a dice, and I have decided that if you roll an even number, the creature you're rolling for will die, but odds keeps it alive.
All right, no pressure. Metal Worker.
Stays alive.
Suchi.
Ooh, dies.
Dies.
Hellkite Tyrant. Yeah! Oh. This is probably the best case scenario for me. I only lose 1 creature, and it's definitely my worst one.
All right, my turn. Mirror Retriever dies. Scarab God lives.
Ooh, darn.
Oh, that's good.
All right, here we go, here we go. Bloodline Keeper lives.
Ooh.
Vish Kal me maybe. Dies. Cruel Celebrant lives.
Okay, now we'll roll for Kaalia, and she dies.
All right, so after the dust settles, the board looks like this.
Oh, geez.
Okay, I'm actually gonna put Vish Kal in the graveyard.
Okay.
And my
Okay.
Cruel Celebrant trigger. Each opponent will lose 1 life,
Here's to you.
and I'll gain 1 life.
Well, this kinda sucks. The scariest creatures on the board still stayed alive. I got a Vish Kal out of it, but I also lost my creature. Rakdos did his best, but it wasn't enough.
I kind of just lost the best thing going on my board state. So the only way I could really get him back right now is to put him in my graveyard to reanimate him and hope the Scarab guy doesn't notice.
Okay, I have a Mirror Retriever trigger, but I have no artifacts in my graveyard, so can't get anything.
Okay.
And then I have a Suchi trigger. So I have 4 colorless mana.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it in my main phase. I'm gonna go to equip Rakdos with the Lightning Greaves. Oof. So I'm at 3 life, there's a Cruel Celebrant on the table. I'm pretty much in desperation mode here. I gotta find some way to keep myself in this game because I know that there's a very little chance I'm alive by the time it comes back to me. And then I'm going to cast a Sensei's Divining Top off the top of my library. I'll pay 1 life because of Bolas's Citadel.
That's gonna trigger Ristic Study.
I will pay a mana. So I will use the top 3 cards. I'll put it like that.
All right.
And then I'm going to activate the Sensei's Divining Top, and I will draw a card,
Okay.
and the top will go on top of my library.
Because you drew a card, mine's I trigger. And I have 4 colorless mana, so
Yep.
I will use 1 and draw a card.
Nice, all right. I'm going to once again play the Divining Top off the top of my library with Bolas's Citadel, lose a life.
What? Is this a kill yourself thing?
No, I get to look at 1 more card.
Yeah, true.
I get to look at 1 more card. I will pay for Ristic Study, and then I will also pay 1 to look at the top 3 cards in my library.
Wow, Jimmy goes to 1 here. There's a Cruel Celebrant on Joe's side of the battlefield, and he has a Phyrexian Altar, so Jimmy's just dead anytime Joe wants him to be. So Joseph can just kill you at any moment.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm dead no matter
Yeah,
what.
you're dead either way.
Yeah. And then I'm going to, once again, use the top to draw a card.
Mine's I will trigger.
Mind's Eye does trigger.
I have 3 colorless mana.
Good job.
I will draw a card.
All right.
I don't know if he's looking for answers or if he's just being nice, but I'm able to draw cards with Jimmy, so this is great.
Well, I don't have any other options here, but I can do some damage on my way out, and I think I know the most scary person at the table. I'm coming at you, Josh.
And Josh, I'm just gonna swing at you for 6
blocker.
with Rakdos.
Okay, well, yeah, I have no flying blockers, so I will go to 14.
Ooh.
Cool. All right, all done. Pass turn.
So Jimmy's passing the turn here. Joe is mostly out of gas. Jimmy is, for all intents and purposes, out of this game. But Ashlen's board is still huge, and my life total is very, very low. I'm not out of it by any means, but my margin for error in this game, it's getting pretty thin.
All right, I will untap all the things. Inventor's Fair will trigger, and I will gain 1 life because I have more than 3 artifacts. And then I will draw. Okay, I will tap Metalworker. I'll reveal Platinum Angel and Immortal Sun. 4 mana, 5/6, and I will play Immortal Sun.
Yikes.
No more Soren.
Soren just forgets how to do anything.
Yeah, he's just there.
What was I doing here?
Okay, wall of text, Immortal Sun, got a lot of words on it. But the only thing that really matters is that it turns off Soren, and that is literally the only thing I have going on right now. Oh boy. See, I don't think words can really express what I feel in this moment, so give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Yep.
Do you want to pay for Ristic Study?
Yeah, I'll pay for Ristic Study.
Okay.
All right, and then I will cast Bosh.
Target acquired.
Ruh-roh.
And Bosh costs less to cast because of Immortal Sun.
Oh gosh.
Bosh! Right now is the perfect time to play my commander because Jimmy's almost dead. Josh's life is pretty low, so come next turn, I'm gonna be able to sling some artifacts at people and hopefully start bringing this game to a close.
Wow, Ashlen's commander stomps its way onto the battlefield. This card is very scary to me because of that activated ability. She has a ton of artifacts, plus Bosh can always sacrifice itself. Remember, my life total is 14. I am really under the gun here.
And I'll pay for Ristic Study.
Okay, disappointing.
So, do I want to attack anyone? This is a pretty easy calculation for me. Jimmy's about to die, so I don't want any of his things. Josh only has 2 artifacts, and Joe has 3. 3 is bigger than 2. I'm going with 3. And I will send Hellkite Tyrant at you, Joe.
All right, I will block with my Bloodline Keeper.
Bloodline Keeper dies.
And then 4 damage will trample over.
I'll go to 35. Okay, that'll trigger my Cruel Celebrant.
Ooh, gosh.
Everyone takes damage, and I gain a life, so I'll go to 36.
I'll go to 13.
I'll go to 36.
I'll go to 0. Bye, guys. It was
She
cruel.
killed you, not me.
It was very
It
cruel.
was cruel, but I'm also celebrating.
I am dead to 1 Cruel Celebrant. They're celebrating, I'm not.
Okay, well, let's not forget that I do have a Hellkite Tyrant trigger.
Oof.
So, Joe, I'm going to steal all your artifacts. Thank
There you go.
So much value.
Wow. I didn't realize how much of your mana was artifacts until just now.
Yeah, I missed pretty much every land drop this day.
Yeah. Ouch. It was covered up by the Soul Ring. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she stole all of my artifacts. Her board is ridiculous, and Josh's is a pretty low life total, so I'm pretty sure she's got this.
Are you gonna do more stuff?
anything.
You could sack creatures to make
I
mana
could,
too?
yeah. I have options here. I don't think I need to do any of that right now, though. So, yeah, I'm going to pass.
Look at how much mana, just pure mana, Ashlen has available right now. She just stole 2 of Joe's mana rocks to add to her already huge collection, and she's been drawing cards with the Mind's Eye the whole game. It feels like she's got a really huge lead here. I might have trouble coming back. Can I live one more turn? Okay, I am going to untap. Scarab God will trigger on my upkeep, but I have 0 zombies, so it doesn't do anything. And I will draw. Okay, do you got anything in your graveyard that kills a creature?
Vish Kal, technically.
Bosh, I gotta get rid of Bosh or I die. My first order of business and the immediate biggest threat to my chances in this game is Bosh, because it can kill me on board next turn. So I gotta remove that thing, and Vish Kal is the only way I can think of to do it. All right, I'm gonna begin by activating my Scarab God. Cost 2 less because of Training Grounds. And I'm gonna target Vish Kal. So that'll actually exile him. So I'll create a 4/4 version that's a zombie.
Okay, and when he gets exiled, I'll choose to put him back in the command zone.
Then I'm gonna tap 2 more. I'm gonna activate Scarab God again, and I'm gonna target Mikaeus in your graveyard, Joe.
Okay, I will exile Mikaeus.
So I'll make a 4/4 token zombie copy of Mikaeus. And then I'm gonna activate Scarab God a 3rd time, and this time I'm gonna target the Undead Augur in my graveyard. So it'll exile, and I'll make a 4/4 version of it. But all my non-humans are +1/+1 because of Micaiah, so it's actually a 5/5.
Wow.
Okay, so Josh is starting to do his thing. He's making zombies. It's getting really scary, but his life is still low. I'm hoping that he's just too little too late and I can still get him with my commander.
All right, I'm gonna tap my Ancient Tomb. I'm gonna go to 11, and I'm going to attach the Sword of Feast and Famine to my Scarab God. He's now an 8/8.
Oh no.
Protection from black and green. And then I will go to combat. Apologies, Joe, but you're the only ones I can hit. And I will swing at you with the Scarab God.
All right, take 8. Ouch. And I'll go to 28.
Okay, and that will trigger the Sword of Feast and Famine. So I will untap all of my lands. And then you gotta discard the last card.
My last card, which is a Twilight Call.
Oh, wow.
All right, so then I'm gonna sack my Scarab God to Vish Kal. So Vish Kal is gonna become a 13/13.
All right.
Oh, that's so powerful right now.
2 triggers when Scarab God goes to the graveyard. Micaiah and the Scarab God itself. I'm gonna stack it so that it comes back with Undying.
Great.
And it's got a +1/+1 counter, so it's a 7/7. And then I'm gonna immediately remove the 8 counters from Vish Kal
Yep.
to give -8/-8 to Bosh.
Then I will go ahead and sacrifice Bosh to Phyrexian Altar to gain a red mana.
Okay, so you have a red mana floating?
Yes. I was totally going to kill Josh with my commander next turn. Now I'm gonna have to recast it and then try to activate it, and I don't even know if I have enough mana now.
And then I'll tap 2 using the Ancient Tomb, going to 9. And I will attach the Sword of Feast and Famine to the Scarab God. So it's a 9/9.
Wow.
Okay, Joe, go ahead. Because Scarab God can activate its ability at instant speed, I'm just gonna pass the turn here and hope I can respond to threats as they pop up. But I'm looking at Ashlen's board and she has a ton of mana. She might be able to just replay him again and activate him and still kill me. I think I gotta just stay above 8 life. I don't think she'll have enough to activate him twice.
Well, Josh made me discard my last card, so I have 0 cards, and I am in top deck mode. I mean, at this point, I'm not even sure if I could draw something that can get me out of this.
All right, let's untap, draw. So, I'll tap 2 for a Blind Obedience.
Everything comes in tapped?
Yeah.
And then did you want to pay for a Ristic Study?
Yes. I drew the card, I played the card. Maybe it'll affect the board somehow. What else am I gonna do?
I will pass the turn.
Okay, it's the messiest board ever. Untap, and then I will gain a life from Inventor's Fair.
So during Ashlen's upkeep, I realized I've made a mistake. I never should have let her untap with that Metal Worker. It's too late to go back in time and fix it though, so I gotta kill it now so she doesn't have access to that mana during her main phase. Okay, during your upkeep, I'm gonna activate Scarab God, and I'm gonna target the Bloodline Keeper in Joe's graveyard. So I'll make a 4/4 token copy, but it's a 5/5 because of Micaiah.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna sack it to Vish Kal to give him 5 counters.
Oh no.
And when the Bloodline Keeper dies, it was a zombie, trigger Undead Augur, so I will draw a card and lose a life.
Nice.
So I sort of forgot that the Undead Augur was gonna deal 1 damage to me when I kill the Metal Worker, which puts me at 8 life. I think once Bosh hits the table, I'm basically dead. Then I'm gonna immediately remove all the counters and give the Metal Worker -5/-5.
Okay, I will go ahead and activate Metal Worker, revealing Geode Golem and Platinum Angel.
Okay.
And then that gives me 4 mana. I will tap Inventor's Fair, sacrificing it to search my library for an artifact. And I'm gonna find Extraplanar Lens
Good card.
and put it into my hand.
Nice, nice.
All right.
And then Metal Worker dies. Okay, yeah, your upkeep is over.
I can draw? Okay, great. I will draw 2 cards.
Oh gosh, Immortal Sun's so good.
I will play a mountain, and I will also play an Extraplanar Lens,
Okay.
imprinting on my snow-covered mountain. All I'm trying to do here is figure out a way to get enough mana so that I can replay my commander and kill Josh. And it comes into play tapped because of Blind Obedience.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm doing stuff.
Do you want to pay for Ristic Study?
I will go ahead and pay.
Okay, so I don't draw.
All right, let's just run it back and bring out Bosh.
Target reacquired.
Ugh, no.
Which only costs 9 because of Immortal Sun.
Only 9.
Only 9.
Oh, this is really interesting. If Bosh hits the battlefield, Ashlen can immediately activate it and just kill Josh out of nowhere.
Okay, so her commander is on the stack now. It hasn't hit the battlefield yet. So this is my very small window. I have to find an answer right now to stop this from happening. So first of all, Rishik study trigger.
I will pay for that.
Okay, before Bosh resolves, I guess we're in panic mode. I'm gonna start off by sacking Micaeus to Vish Kal. So the token goes away. Putting 4 counters on Vish Kal.
Oof.
More importantly, the Undead Augur triggers, because that was a zombie. So I will lose 1 life, going to 7. And I will draw a card.
Oh no.
Josh is desperate for answers right now.
That ain't it.
I have seen that face plenty of times. It is not looking good.
Now it's just about sequencing all my sacrifice effects so that I can draw as many cards as possible, but still have mana left. So if I do draw something that will save me, I can still cast it. And then I will pay 2, activate Scarab God again. I'll target Suchi in your graveyard, Ashlen.
All right.
So I'll make a zombie copy, which is now only a 4/4 because no more Micaeus. And then I will sack the Suchi immediately to Vish Kal, who gets 4 more counters. But Undead Augur triggers again. I go to 6, I draw a card.
Draw lands, draw lands, draw lands. Please draw lands, please draw lands. Lands.
Come on, another land.
Uh-oh.
I'm really hoping to find a counter spell, something that can stop Bosh while it's on the stack. So it gets down to where I only have enough mana for 2 activations of Scarab God. But if I do the second one, then I won't have any colored mana left. So I really only have 1 activation. This is the last card I can realistically draw where it might be able to save me. All right, then I'm gonna tap 2 and activate Scarab God again.
Oh boy.
I will make a Metal Worker. It's a 4/4 zombie again, but I'm gonna sack it again to Vish Kal. Putting 4 counters on Vish Kal. More importantly, I will trigger the Undead Augur, go down to 5. Oof. I'll draw.
That's not good.
Sneaky eyes.
That's not good.
I wasn't even thinking of this as a possible answer, but I think this saves me. I think this saves me. Remember, I have the 4 mana from Suchi when it died, floating. I'll add a blue.
Okay.
And I will cast Lazotep Plating. Me and permanents I control gain hexproof until end of turn.
Oh.
Got him, coach.
That will amass 1, so I make a 1/1 zombie.
Oh, this is horrible. It's not a counter spell, but this card does give Josh and his permanents hexproof. And this is all before my commander has hit the board. So by the time Bosh arrives, I'm not gonna be able to target Josh.
And then Bosh resolves,
All right, Bosh is here.
which comes into play tapped because of blind obedience.
Okay, and then I will go ahead and play Geode Golem.
Okay.
And I pay 1 for a stick study. And yeah, that's my turn. Go ahead, Josh. So you're probably thinking, Ashlen, wait, why are you tapping out? You could kill him with Bosh on his upkeep. I could if it wasn't for Vish Kal and all those counters on him.
Okay, on your end step, I'm going to remove the 12 counters from Vish Kal and give Bosh -12, -12.
Bye, Bosh.
Bye, Bosh.
Wow, that was about as close as you can come to dying without it actually happening. I mean, she put death on the stack, and it resolved. Hexproof, baby. Okay, and then I will untap, and during my upkeep, Scarab God will trigger. I have 3 zombies, so it's actually going to make both of you lose 3 life, and I will scry 3.
I go down to 34.
I go down to 25.
I go to 0.
And I will put 1 on top and 2 on the bottom, and then I will draw for turn. And then I'm gonna cast Vampiric Tutor.
Oof, big oof.
Well, the upside of drawing all those cards looking for answers last turn is now I have a full grip. All I gotta do is stabilize, and I think I can take command of this game. So I'm gonna go to 3. I will find this card, and I will put it on top of my library.
Yikes.
Okay.
Then I will sack the Undead Augur to Vish Kal, putting 4 counters on Vish Kal. It's now an 8/8. And then the Augur will trigger, and I will lose 1 and draw a card.
All right.
Big surprise. And I will overload Cyclonic Rift.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's bad.
Ugh.
Well, the good news is I got cards in my hand. Hey, yeah. Bad news is Josh is gonna kill us pretty soon.
Do I have to comment about this? How do you think I feel? My whole board just got bounced. I'm going to lose the game.
The Cyclonic Rift solves all of my problems because it just means it's going to take a turn or 2 for Ashlen to get back to the point where she can even think about casting her commander. And by that time, I think I'm going to have this game on ice. Okay, I'm going to move my Sword of Feast and Famine over to Vish Kal. So he's now 10-10. And I will go to combat. And Ashlen, since you seem scarier, I'm gonna swing at you with everything.
All right, and I'll go to 17.
Okay, and 10 of that was lifelink, so I'll go up to 12.
Yep.
Trigger Sword of Feast and Famine. You'll need to discard a card, Ash.
And I'll discard Sihili's Directive.
And I will untap all my lands. Then I will go to my end step. I have 8 cards in hand, so I'll discard, but I'm gonna discard from under the floorboards, which I will then madness.
Ugh.
So I'll make 3 zombies. And I'll gain 3 life, but I use Ancient Tomb, so I'll lose 2 life, so I'll just effectively be up 1 life. And then Joe, go ahead.
All right, it's gonna take something really impressive to unseat me from this position. A board wipe or something might do it, but feel like it's only 1 turn and I can wrap this thing up.
Let's see what we can do. Untap. And then I will draw. Josh and Ashlen are in this weird battle mode, and they kind of forgot that I exist, which I pretty much don't at this point. But you always gotta look on the bright side. At least I didn't die first. So I'll start by playing Soul Ring.
Mystic Study?
At this point, you can draw. I mean, it's...
Okay, I'll draw a card.
Yeah, I'll tap the Soul Ring and the Plains to play a Blight Obedience.
Do you pay the 1 for Mystic Study?
No.
Okay, I will draw.
Usually the Blind Obedience would probably be really annoying because I have all these mana rocks in my hand, but it's not gonna matter now, so I can't blame Joe.
Okay, I'll use my 1 floating to cast the Arcane Signet. Extort trigger, tap 1. Each opponent loses 1 life, and I gain that much.
All right, I will go down to 16.
I will go down to 12.
I'll go up to 27.
And on cast, you don't have any mana, right?
I don't have any mana,
okay,
so I
I'll draw.
can't. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
All right, untap, draw. Where do we even want to begin? I will play a snow-covered mountain, tap these 2, play an extra planar lens, imprinting on the snow-covered mountain.
Mystic Study trigger.
Nope, not paying for a stick study.
Okay, I will draw a card.
So this is my 1 shot here. Look, he's still gonna be able to kill me, but I might as well try and play my outs. And then I will tap these and play my Platinum Angel.
Nice, nice.
All right, well, this is kind of interesting. I have answers to the Platinum Angel, but it is a nice last-ditch effort from Ashlen to try and get 1 extra turn.
And then you're not gonna pay for Mystic Study, I assume?
No.
Okay, I will draw. All done?
Yep.
Okay, on your end step, I'm gonna activate Scarab God twice, and there are only 2 creatures left in graveyards. So I'm gonna get a Junk Diver and a Graveborn Muse. And those will enter the battlefield tapped.
And I have a lot of cards, so I'll discard 4 of them.
All right, I will untap. Scarab God is gonna trigger, and I have now 7 zombies. So you'll each lose 7, and I will scry 7.
Oh boy.
Finally, that Scarab God trigger doing work, doing a bunch of damage to my opponents.
And then I will put 4 on the bottom and 3 on top. And then Graveborn Muse will trigger. I have 7 zombies, so I'm gonna draw 7 and lose 7. So I'll go to 5. I'll draw 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I think I have this almost on board here. So I'm going to attack Vish Kal at Ashlen and everything else at you, Joe. So Joe, you're gonna take 21.
Yep, that kills me.
Bye-bye.
And then I die.
Zombies! Bite me!
Tell my mama I said I love her.
And then Ash, you're gonna take 10.
I have no block. That'll put me at 0.
-1, actually.
Okay, so Joe's out of the game, and Ashlen, she's sitting there at -1 life, but that Platinum Angel's keeping her alive. However, well, we all know, I do have a way to remove it.
But Platinum Angel is a problem. So I'm going to remove the 4 counters from Vish Kal to give Platinum Angel -4, -4.
And now I'm done.
Kaput!
All right, good game, everybody. Good game.
Air five. Just gonna fall around.
So I died to a horde of zombies.
So I win the game with an army of zombies.
This was a a really fun game. Everyone had really cool or fun plays. You weren't sure who was gonna win. You're kind of always on the edge of your seat, and that's why I love Commander.
I had a great time, a lot of back and forth, a lot of unexpected things happened that I had no idea, a lot of turnaround. I enjoyed myself.
Double Master seems like just an awesome set for Commander players. Not only does every booster pack have 2 rares in it, but they've also reprinted a ton of Commander staples and legendary creatures for players to build their decks around.
We're getting a chance to play with a bunch of the legendary creatures that we just haven't seen in a while. Old powerhouses like Kaalia, Atraxa, Scarab God, Vish Kal. It's really fun to get these classic commanders back out onto the battlefield.
As a set, Double Masters is gonna be insane. I mean, there's a lot of reprints, but powerful reprints. I would definitely double down on Double Masters.
All right, made it till the end of the episode.
Good job, Josh. You dug yourself out of that one. That was impressive.
Oh yeah, I forgot until just now that I'm the one that won the game.
Pat yourself on the back. It's
Yeah,
well deserved.
good
Well
job,
deserved.
me.
Well deserved.
And thank you so much, as always, to UltraPro for sponsoring this show and all of our content. You know, they make the sleeves, the playmats, the deck boxes, everything we use to adorn the battlefield, not only on game nights, but also when Jimmy and I play, you know, off camera, which we do all the time. UltraPro is the thing that we trust to keep our own collections safe.
And not only that, but they are always so generous in giving us tons of product for us to sign and then give away for free to you, our viewers. So a big thank you to UltraPro for that. And let's talk about how you can enter this giveaway. There are 3 ways to do so. The first is on Twitter. Simply post a link to this episode and use the hashtag GameNights in your post, and we'll be able to track it. If you're on Facebook, navigate to the official Command Zone page, find the post for this episode, and in the comments, tag a friend that you think would also enjoy it. And if you're on Instagram, super simple, just post anything Magic related, but use the hashtag GameNights, and that's 3 ways to enter, which means you get 3 entries into the giveaway, 3 more chances to win free stuff. But remember, you only have 1 week from the posting of this episode of Game Nights to enter, because after that, well, your entries just won't count anymore.
Yeah, we can't accept more entries after we've already announced the winners, right?
Right.
That's not how it works. All right, big thanks before we go to our sponsors, ExpressVPN, Audible, and Keeps. You know, I think a lot of people know that businesses in general around the world are having a little bit of trouble just because of what's going on with the pandemic and everything. And so these additional sponsors have really helped keep our head above water. So big thanks to them, and thank you to everybody out there who supports our sponsors, because that really does support us.
Yeah, big thank you to all of you.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye. I don't have to say peace on this show.
That's right.
Yeah.
You're
only
off
on the
your brand.
podcast.
Oh,
On the
there you go.
podcast, I say peace, but on this one, I can say whatever I want.
I'll be the peace person.
Ciao.
Ciao. Au revoir. Till next time, folks. Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, I just met you, and this is crazy, but here's my number. Vish, call me, maybe. It's gonna be stuck in everybody's head after this is over. Vish, call me, maybe. Best vampire ever.